You're going to die. Not someday. Not metaphorically. Actually, what will you be holding? Not the question you expected. Not the one about legacy or memory or what people will say. The smaller question. The one that matters in the last 30 seconds when there is no time left to pretend. Not the question about whether you were successful. Not the one about whether you were loved. The one about whether you finished. Whether the thing you were holding when the time ran out was something you had actually completed, or something you were still protecting from judgment by keeping it open one more day. You have been keeping things open your whole life. The project that is almost ready. The skill that needs one more month. The conversation you will have when the moment is right. The version of yourself you are still preparing to become. You have entire folders of almost. Entire years of not yet. And you have never once sat down, fixed your sword, and decided, this is enough. This is done. I am leaving now. Musashi did not leave that way. He left the only way that counts. June 13, 1645. Musashi was writing the Book of Five Rings. He stopped writing. He sat up. He fixed his sword at his belt. And he stopped breathing. He did not fall over. He did not call for help. He did not reach for the phone to say one last thing. He finished. Then he left. The sword was not drawn. There was no enemy, no duel, no crowd. Just a man who had spent his entire life mastering himself, sitting up straight one last time, and deciding there was nothing left to add. That was his final stroke. Here's yours. You will not finish. Not because you are lazy, because you do not know what finishing looks like. Finishing is not perfect. Finishing is not applause. Finishing is not the moment everyone finally sees you. Finishing is sitting up straight, fixing your sword, and deciding there is nothing left to add. Then silence. You have never done this. You have never reached the end of anything and known, without doubt, without second guessing, without a list of things you should have done differently, that it was finished. You have always left something undone. One more revision. One more email. One more improvement. One more day of waiting until the conditions were right. You have confused finishing with stopping. Stopping is when the energy runs out. Finishing is when you decide the work is complete. Stopping is passive. Finishing is a choice. And you have been choosing to stop your whole life, while telling yourself you were still working, still perfecting, still getting ready to finish. But the work is never perfect. The conditions are never right. The feeling of ready never arrives. That is not a bug. That is the design. The design is that you finish anyway, not because the work is done, but because you decide it is done. Musashi put down his brush. He did not read it again. He did not edit. He did not ask for feedback. He sat up, fixed his sword, and stopped breathing. The book was not perfect. It was finished. You are still waiting for perfect. Perfect is the excuse that has cost you every finish line you never crossed. And the gap between you and Musashi has nothing to do with how hard you work. The gap between you and Musashi is not your discipline. It is not your work ethic. It is not the hours you put in or the quality of what you produce. The gap is your refusal to decide that something is done. You believe that more time equals better, that another revision will save you, that the person who works the longest wins. But Musashi did not work the longest. He worked until he was finished. Then he stopped, not because there was nothing left to improve, because he had the courage to say, "This is enough." You do not have that courage. You keep the document open. You keep the door cracked. You keep one foot in the exit so you can always say you were not really finished yet, just in case someone judges what you actually completed. You protect yourself from judgment by never finishing anything. Because if it is not finished, no one can say it was bad. It was just not done yet. That strategy has cost you everything. Every project that could have launched. Every skill that could have been used. Every idea that could have helped someone. All of them sit in the folder marked in progress, which really means too afraid to finish. Here is what that folder costs you. not just the projects, the identity. Every time you keep something open, you are telling yourself a story. I am the kind of person who does not finish. I am the kind of person who gets close and stops. I am the kind of person who is always almost there. That story compounds. It becomes the evidence you use to explain every future failure before it even happens. You did not finish the last thing. You will not finish this one either. The folder is not just a graveyard of projects. It is the foundation of the identity you are building without realizing it. Musashi built the opposite identity, not by finishing perfectly, by finishing at all, by sitting up, fixing his sword, and deciding the work was complete, even when it was not perfect, even when there was more he could have said, even when the next duel might have required a different answer. He put the brush down. He left the book as it was. You have never done that. You have never looked at something you made and said, "This is what it is. I am done." Not because it cannot be improved, everything can be improved, but because the act of finishing is more important than the quality of what you finish. Because the person who finishes imperfect things becomes the person who finishes. And the person who finishes becomes the person who builds. Musashi wrote a book that has been read for 400 years. He did not revise it for 20 years in the cave. He wrote it. He stopped. He died. The book was finished. You are still editing your first draft. Musashi put the brush down and left. You have not put anything down yet. So here is what changes. You stop waiting for the feeling of completion. That feeling does not exist. Completion is not a feeling. Completion is a decision. You decide the thing is done, not because it is perfect, because you are done. The work will never be finished. You have to finish it. Tomorrow morning, choose one thing you have been keeping open, one project, one decision, one conversation, one thing you have been calling in progress for longer than it deserves. Finish it, not perfectly, not beautifully, not with a bow. Just finish it. Send the thing. Close the tab. Make the call. Write the last sentence. Then sit up straight. Fix your sword. And do not add anything else. Musashi sat up, fixed his sword, and stopped breathing. He did not wait for a sign. He did not wait for the fear to leave. He did not wait for the conditions to be perfect. He decided it was enough. Then he left. You will not live forever. You will not get more time by keeping everything open. The open loop is not protecting you. It is stealing from you. Every unfinished thing is a sword you are still carrying, but will never swing. The book is not perfect. It is finished. The sword is not clean. It is at your belt. The breath is not ready. You take it anyway. Decide it is enough. Then leave. Finish the thing. Put it down. That is all that is left. I am nothing, and I am everything. I am nothing, and I am everything. I am nothing, and I am everything.